I've helped plan trips to Japan for tons of people, whether it's friends, family, or clients. One of the most common questions I get is, what are the must-see places? But here's the thing, people tend to pick the same spots over and over again. And honestly, a lot of those places are completely overrated. In this video, I'm gonna show you 5 destinations in Japan that might look great on Instagram, but leaving you feeling, let's say, a bit disappointed. Don't worry, I've got you covered though with some alternatives and insider tips along the way, so stick around. And if you're just starting to plan your trip, don't miss out on my free travel guide and the links below. Everybody knows the pain of standing in a slow-moving line, right? Now imagine doing that while climbing up a freezing cold mountain. It's probably not the serene, spiritual experience you probably had in mind. This place is nearly on every Japan bucket list. You've seen those incredible sunrise shots from the summit, but here's what they don't show you: the crowds. Hundreds of people trudging along up against the cold, and by the time you get to the top, that magical moment you're talking about is often covered by the clouds or some selfie sticks. Let me be clear, I'm not hating on Mount Fuji. It's definitely iconic for a reason, and if seeing it up close is something you absolutely have to do, go for it. But for a lot of people, the climb can feel more like a test of patience than the maybe spiritual experience they wanted. So where should you go instead if you want to avoid the hassle? This place is just an hour from Tokyo and offers everything from those beginner-friendly trails to the more challenging, difficult routes. At the summit of Mount Takao, you'll find Yakuin Temple. They have beautiful views, and on clear days, you might even still catch a glimpse of Mount Fuji. And don't forget, at the base, there's this beer garden like that they run during the summer, and an onsen, hot spring. Definitely great ways to sort of kick back and relax after your hike. You've probably seen these photos. It's a beautiful building sitting on like a pretty pond. It's got a lot of lush greenery around. It honestly, from the images, looks like it's something out of a dream. But what those photos don't show you, again, similar to Fuji, is the tons of tourists that are around you fighting for the same iconic shot. You're being shuffled along, sort of along like it's a fixed path. And honestly, you're not even really always able to stop to take it all in because there's so many people. You're just kind of being, again, shuffled along. And that peaceful vibe you were looking for, completely lost. Kinkakuji, or the Golden Pavilion, absolutely is beautiful, but I feel like for me, it can feel more like you're being rushed through like a theme park. So what if you're looking for something just as scenic, but way less crowded? I'd check out one of these 2 temples. Both temples feature these moss-covered statues with unique, playful expressions. The Adashi no Nembutsuji is, I think there's 1,200 statues, and then Otagi Nembutsuji has a couple hundred, but I think they're both commentaries on like transience and life being fleeting, but they're very peaceful, and I think they help create some of those reflective moments if you're into that. And they're also, I feel like, some unique Japanese temples. You can also pair this with a boat ride down the Hozugawa River, which I think you can sort of soak in more Kyoto's natural beauty. By the way, if you've got your own pick for an overrated spot in Japan, definitely drop it in the comments. I may have missed one, and so I'd love to hear your thoughts. For this one, we're heading back east, looking for a trendy spot where you can experience some of the coolest Japanese fashion and culture. But instead of a fun shopping trip, you sort of find yourself wading through a sea of humans. One of the first times I visited this spot with one of my Japanese friends, I had one of the weirdest experiences in Japan. So I'm black, as it might be obvious. This Nigerian dude approaches me. He's like, "Hey brother, what's up?" And I'm like, nothing. He's like, "Come to my store." I'm like, "Nope, I'm good." And he's like, "Oh, I know the US. You from the US?" I said, "Yeah, I'm from Baltimore." He's like, "Oh yeah, New York City, man, New York City." I'm like, "Bro, I just said I'm from Baltimore." "Ah, New York City, New York City." At some point, I kind of was annoyed, so I just said to him, "Yo, I ain't got no bread on me." So just to let him know that I wasn't buying whatever he was selling.
This is the greatest day of my life.
Yes, it was very nice meeting you too. Excuse me.
And to this day, my homie uses that phrase, which he probably shouldn't, and he uses it wrong sometimes. But this all went down on Takeshita Street in Harajuku. So what's supposed to be sort of a quirky, fun experience, it's often like sensory overload. It's just too many people. There's people trying to hawk things at you. It's overpriced sometimes. You've got these snacks and pretty just generic souvenirs. If you're looking for a spot where you can escape all the chaos and still get that cool Tokyo vibe, I think these 2 places are perfect alternatives. The first place is paradise, like literally, for like vintage clothing and like cafes. In Shimokitazawa, there's some live music videos. Shimokitazawa is really cool. And then Koenji is more about the underground music scene. You've got record shops, live houses, and street art, and all those sorts of things. So a chance to experience some of that fashion kind of alternative type culture, but not get yelled at for not coming into a Nigerian man's store.
Why are you running?
So imagine a place where you have beautiful snow-capped mountains, gorgeous. Backdrop is this gorgeous hot spring. You've got wildlife and these natural monkeys in their natural habitat. Sounds pretty magical, right? Depending on who you are. Here's the reality, I think, unfortunately. This place is really packed with tourists, like a lot of places in Japan. And everybody's sort of jockeying for that perfect picture, right? And the monkeys, the snow monkeys, they're cool, but I think the experience can sort of feel a bit more like a crowded zoo than more like a peaceful getaway retreat. When you go to Jigokudani Monkey Park, it's definitely unique again, but I think the effort to get there and just the amount of visitors that can be there all at once sort of take away from the charm, which I think is a little bit of a shame. But if you're looking for something that's a bit more of a relaxing experience, you can go to this place, which has these really beautiful secluded outdoor baths, breathtaking views, hiking trails. I mean, Tsubame Onsen has really got a lot going for it. You could even take trails to an even more hidden hot spring bath, and it's a perfect way to sort of have that same backdrop, that peaceful scenery with the hot spring without a lot of the same crowds. You'll miss the monkeys, but I think if you're gonna go sort of in this direction across Japan, I'd go up to Miyako and check out Tsubame Onsen. All right, so this one, it's a shame. I actually really like, but it feels like something that's straight transported out of the feudal era. But honestly, I think it's a bit of a letdown. It's because really when you step inside, the magic sort of fades away, and instead of maybe that ancient historical feel that you'd hope that you get in a castle, you get modern museum exhibits, and there's everybody that's in there snapping selfies in Osaka Castle, and it just doesn't feel maybe as immersive. And so I think if you're gonna see one castle, where would you go? I would say check out one of Japan's 12 original castles, specifically Matsue Castle. You probably were thinking Himeji. It's not a bad castle, it's fantastic, but I think Matsue Castle has still more of a authentic feel to it. You still got those wooden interiors, there's less people, it's definitely a little bit out of the way. You've got gorgeous views, and it really feels like you're getting thrown back into a different period in Japan's history. You've got the nearby Hearn Memorial Museum. You can do a boat ride around the castle. Matsue Castle, absolutely fantastic. I think if you have the time, go see Matsue Castle. If you think I missed something, definitely feel free to drop it in the comments. If you've got some overrated spots that you'd like people to find an alternative to, drop that in the comments. I know some of my takes on some of those places might sound a bit harsh, but I think the reality is Japan has so much more to offer than just the typical tourist spots that you hear of. And you have this info, but if you're interested in some underrated places that I think you can absolutely add to your trip, you definitely need to check out this next video.